Welcome back to NFL SnapWire, where every snap, every injury, and every decision matters, especially in January. On the surface, Sean McDermott sounded calm, almost unfazed. Speaking to reporters just days before the Bills' season finale, the head coach attempted to normalize the growing injury list, framing it as nothing more than the usual wear and tear that comes with late December and early January football. Probably no more than it's normal for this time of year, McDermott said. It's what happens in late December, early January. So, trying to stay as healthy as we can, best we can. The tone was measured, professional, confident. But the reality behind those words painted a far more complicated and concerning picture. Because while injuries may be common this time of year, the timing of Buffalo's current crisis couldn't be worse. This isn't just about getting through one more regular season game. This is about protecting a Super Bowl caliber quarterback, stabilizing a depleted defense, and trying to enter the playoffs without bleeding critical contributors. And the injury report made one thing clear: the Bills are limping toward the postseason. According to reports, Buffalo will be without several key defensive starters for Sunday's matchup. Safety Jordan Poyer is ruled out with a hamstring injury. Linebacker Terrell Bernard will miss the game due to a calf issue. Defensive tackle Daquan Jones, another cornerstone of the defensive front, is also sidelined with a calf injury. That alone would be enough to rattle most playoff teams. But the problems don't stop there. Defensive tackle Deone Walker missed practice due to illness. Defensive end Joey Bosa is listed as questionable with a hamstring issue. Tight end Dalton Kincaid is questionable with a knee injury. Defensive tackle Jordan Phillips is also questionable with an ankle problem. That's not a handful of depth players, that's a significant chunk of Buffalo's core rotation, particularly on defense. The only real good news? Kicker Matt Prater and fullback Reggie Gilliam were cleared after missing time earlier in the week. Helpful, but hardly enough to offset the damage elsewhere. And this is where the conversation shifts. Because once the roster starts thinning like this, the spotlight doesn't just fall on who's out. It shifts directly to who's still standing. And that starts with Josh Allen. Josh Allen's status dominated the week. Every practice report, every press conference, every Bills fan refreshing their feed, waiting for confirmation. And finally, the update arrived. Allen practiced. Allen is expected to be available. The franchise quarterback is not in danger of missing the game. For Buffalo, that's massive. But relief doesn't equal freedom. Because with injuries stacking up across the roster, McDermott and the Bills now face a difficult strategic decision: how much Josh Allen is too much Josh Allen. This isn't just about Week 18. It's about preserving the most valuable asset in the entire organization for playoff football. McDermott acknowledged that balance directly. "We've got some guys that are a little bit sore coming off of last week's game," he said. "Want to play well, that's important to us. Prioritizing being smart as well through it all, that balance is what we're trying to strike." Translation? Josh Allen may play, but don't expect reckless exposure. Last season offered a blueprint. In a similar situation, Buffalo limited Allen's snaps in Week 18, managing the game without pushing their quarterback into unnecessary danger. There's every reason to believe McDermott could deploy the same strategy again. But this time, the stakes feel even higher. At first glance, this game might feel like just another season closer. But the implications run deep. Buffalo currently sits in the wild card picture. A loss to the New York Jets would lock the Bills into the 7th seed, eliminating any chance of hosting a playoff game. A win? That's where things get interesting. With help from outcomes in the Chargers, Broncos, and Texans, Colts matchups, Buffalo could climb to the 5th or 6th seed, dramatically altering their postseason path. That difference isn't cosmetic. It could mean avoiding a hostile road environment, drawing a more favorable matchup, gaining an extra layer of confidence heading into the wild card round. Every snap matters. Every injury matters. Every decision carries January consequences. While Josh Allen's health dominates headlines, Buffalo's defense may quietly be the bigger concern. Missing Poyer, Bernard, and Jones strips the unit of leadership, communication, and physicality all at once. Poyer's absence weakens the back end. Bernard's injury impacts coverage and run fits. Jones being out disrupts interior pressure. If Joey Bosa can't go, or is limited, the pass rush becomes even thinner. That puts pressure back on the offense. And specifically, back on Josh Allen. The more the defense struggles, the more temptation there is to lean on Allen's arm and legs to compensate. That's where risk creeps in. Allen's physical play style is a weapon, but it's also a vulnerability when injuries surround him. McDermott knows that better than anyone. This is the tightrope Buffalo must walk. Sit too many starters? You risk entering the playoffs rusty, flat, and without rhythm. Push too hard? You risk losing someone you can't replace when it matters most. The Bills want momentum. They want confidence. They want to remind the league they're dangerous. But they also know January doesn't care about how tough you look in Week 18. Health is currency in the postseason. And Buffalo's balance sheet is getting thin. That's why McDermott's calm demeanor matters. He's not panicking publicly, but behind closed doors, every snap count, every substitution, and every package is being scrutinized. Sunday's matchup against the Jets has effectively become a playoff simulation. Can Buffalo win without exposing Josh Allen to unnecessary hits? Can the defense hold together despite missing key pieces? Can depth players step up under real pressure? Those answers will shape how dangerous the Bills truly are once the wild card round begins. If Buffalo handles business, wins cleanly, avoids new injuries, and exits relatively healthy, they instantly become a team no one wants to face. But if the injury wave grows? If Allen is forced to do too much? If the defense cracks? Then the postseason could be short and brutal. This season hasn't been smooth for Buffalo. It's been physical, emotional, unforgiving. But moments like this reveal who teams really are. Do they crumble under attrition? Or do they adapt, manage, and survive? Sean McDermott's message is clear: injuries are part of the league. Excuses won't be accepted. Now it's on the roster to prove they can absorb the hit and keep moving forward. The Bills' season finale is no longer just about one game, it's about protecting a playoff future. With Josh Allen cleared but surrounded by uncertainty, Sean McDermott faces the ultimate coaching challenge, winning now without sacrificing January. If Buffalo navigates this injury storm, they won't just enter the playoffs, they'll arrive battle-tested and dangerous. This is NFL SnapWire, where every update matters, and the road to the playoffs is never simple.